But I wanted to talk about the soul and its, machinations, if you will. How would you define the soul? And can you lose your soul? Can you sell your soul? Which we hear a lot about, in kind of the music industry or the movie industry. Certain celebrities and stars selling their soul to the devil or whatever. Is that possible? But let's talk about what the soul might actually be. I would say it's a component of self, of our manifestation as a being, much akin to consciousness. I would see soul as more magnetic and consciousness being more electric, which I mentioned in my other video. So right there you've got like an electromagnetic fusion, which I would add spirit to as well to create the Trinity. So the true Trinity, although there are fractal levels to Trinity, but the Trinity that I like to purport would be soul, consciousness, and spirit, and they make up the Merkaba field, or the toroidal field, or the electromagnetic field, or the auric field that science has definitely established is a thing. If you go into the kind of quantum mechanics school of thought, for instance, or spiritual science maybe, but it's definitely, I think the core of our beingness here is electromagnetic. And I think we can look at it in a technical term. So soul is the magnetic side, because you've probably noticed that people with a kind of vibrant soul, or express themselves with more of that currency, are very magnetic, aren't they? Very charismatic, maybe. Maybe not all soul people or unsouled people are charismatic. But when I talk about people that don't have a soul, I'm speaking of it in more of a technical term. I'm not condemning someone because I don't think that they have a soul. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's someone without a soul, or their soul has been kind of inverted into more of a black hole, and that's where you get more of the kind of psychic vampire traits with people. Like, there are expansive souls, and then there are the kind of black hole kind of deal with souls, if you can call it a soul at that point, where it's kind of sucking energy in rather than being more kind of giving an outpouring of like soul energy. So a lot of people visualize the soul as maybe like the sun, an orb located at the seat of your soul, which is your heart space. And that is the golden compass symbology. Like, I do believe that the attributes of the soul is where you get your intuition, the gnosis, like true gnosis. Like, if you are more aligned with the heart mind, that is like a GPS guidance system. That's the way I see it. So in a sense, your soul could be a hard drive that contains like your talents, the talents that you will probably have a blueprint to, to work upon. Like you'll have the desire. Desires are placed in your heart, aren't they? You'll have the desire to expand upon certain talents. That's why you get people that are born where they take to certain like crafts and things like that, like music and art and acting and things like that, and they're just really good at it. Do you know what I mean? It's very natural for them to evolve really fast with a craft, and that's because I believe that their soul already contains it within themselves, possibly due to past lives as well, building upon that certain talent. That's why you get like child prodigies and things like that, where they pick up the piano really easily and they're just like, they can just outplay someone that might have been doing it for like 50 years. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think your soul has a kind of hard drive component to it. It's very much connected to your emotions as well. Like if someone's soulful and they put that in their craft, and then express that in whatever they express themselves doing in art and music and things like that, you'll have like an epic song that can trigger deep emotional outpouring. So, and also like with movies and things like that, a masterpiece of a movie can kind of trigger a deep emotional response. So I think that's definitely a part of what the soul is all about. And obviously the windows to the soul is your eyes, isn't it? So the more vibrant your eyes are, or someone's eyes are, could possibly mean that they have more of that soul power, charge, whatever you want to call it. Because some people do not have that vibrancy in their eyes at all. It's almost like they have doll's eyes. Like I see that with, that Bonnie Blue lady. She completely has like there's like a dimness to her eyes. It's like there's nothing there. So I would suggest she doesn't really have a soul in the conventional way. It might be very in its kind of like seedling stage maybe. Or she's got, well, with what she gets up to, she probably has like the black hole vampiric kind of version of the soul. You see that a lot with politicians too. Leaders of the world, they kind of just have that blank glazed over stare. It's like there's just nothing, there's nothing conveyed through their eyes. So I think that's definitely a good way to tell if someone has a soul or not. And as I say, that's not to condemn someone, it's just that they're just not born with that attribute or that capacity. And they may act in a more hive-minded kind of way because they're more kind of consciousness based than they have that soul component. So it's an interesting